Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jag. I'm just trying to trial fit the panel, the rear valance panel. This is the panel that's in that huge box in the salon this morning. Let's just try and get myself down. There we go. It's obviously it's just hanging. I've taken one tailpipe off. I've still got one on there. Couldn't get that off. Actually, having to put WD-40 on it. But you get the idea. This is it's going to be well, actually, it's not an easy job, but it's quite a substantial job. But it will need a little bit of modification. The panel is actually larger than I need. It's actually I don't need any of this. And what I'll end up doing is trimming it across there, all the way across. I don't need all that dog leg. And the original metal, if I get this, the chrome off, the original metal is all good as far as I can tell. But before I cut this, I will make sure. And it will just need slightly tapping about. It's not completely straight there. It's just kicks up, just very slightly. I don't think it should. The original square and that, so I'll just tap that back in with a hammer and a weight. It's the same that side as well. It just needs tapping very slightly. But I'll be trimming this panel across here, and yeah, it's going to be okay. Let's pull that out. Here we go. Yeah, let's pull it out, put it underneath the car. So yeah, all of the original, I'm not going to be cutting this all out. I'll leave all that, and I will what will I do? I'll probably overlap it, actually. I don't know, will I, won't I? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I'm going to overlap that or, you know, put the new panel just slightly underneath it. And I'll seal it with some kind of a silicone after it's been painted, and it won't be a problem. But this was quite rotten, so I need to trim that out. It's supposed to look more like this. This is obviously the bumper mounting, but there is rust there. Let's get the light on it. There is rust, so I'll knock all that out. I'll trim it out, and I'll make a disc with a hole in it, just the right size, and I'll weld that in place. So that'll have all new metal. You know, this where there isn't any metal, it'll be easy. You know, just cut a circle with a drill a hole, and I'll just oxyacetylene that in. It'll be an easy enough job. I could ignore it, but I'm not going to. You know, nobody would ever know if I didn't sort of weld that up. But I'm not going to leave it like that. And you know, it's got damp and it's rusted away, and it's obviously all it does. It takes a rubber buffer. It's about 1/2 inch thick, and it's a circular rubber, and the rubber sits in that hole there. There's about if we look at the other side, look, there's about a 6mm flange, and a rubber buffer sits in there, and it just sits proud. So if anything nudges the bumper, it just gives it a slight, you know, a bit of spring. But there's nothing for the rubber to sit on that side. So, you know, for how long it will take me, it'll probably take me half an hour, if that, to do both sides. Probably even 10 or 15 minutes, I would say, actually, once I've got everything set up, my oxyacetylene torch and all my panels, tin snips, once I'm all set up, I'll trim all this out. And I'll try and get some, how will I get some wax in there? I'm not sure, to be honest with you, how I'll get it in. What I'll probably do is weld a new piece in and drill a little hole, and then just inject it with wax, because I don't want to put the wax and then try and weld it. That would be a catastrophe. So I'm also going to have to do some slight cutting on this. There's just a flange there, and that flange goes to, let's just get this right. It sits by that bolt there. Obviously the bolt goes through, but it, you know, it has to have a piece cut out. So we've got one there, but there are no others. But there is actually another one here, and I'm not sure if that one will reach. So I'll probably end up having to cut a couple more notches. One there. Actually, no, I won't have to cut that one, because there is a notch cut out there. But I'm going to end up cutting a notch here somewhere. It is a job, you know, it's a 2-minute job, but I will obviously not get that through. I'll have to work out where it is and just cut the, you know, same the other side. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this panel on there, but it is quite an involved job. Quite an involved job. And now I will be taking these panels off. These are usually full of mud and they're usually completely rotten. Wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the car's life these had not been changed. This one clearly hasn't, but these are normally in such shocking state, you know, they just rot away. They fill up with mud, and there's supposed to be a bung in the bottom here. That's the drain for the petrol tank. It's supposed to be quite a rubber bung, and they're both missing. So I'll get new bungs just to stop them filling with mud when I get round to putting it back together again. But anyway, I'm not going to do any more tonight. I just really wanted to sort of trial fit that panel the best I could and just have a look. But I've realised that it's a lot more. You know, this could be rotten. You know, but on my car, thankfully it's not. So this panel comes literally the whole lot. It comes right up underneath this underneath this lip actually. You know that. Let's have a look. Where does that go? Yeah, it does. It comes all the way around the boot lip, because that can be vulnerable as well. They do rot. I've had a Jag where this has been completely rotten, and all around here was rotten as well. I had to make all new channels, but thankfully not on this one. So it'll take me 5 minutes with some tin snips to cut it. Well, not even 5 minutes, maybe 1 minute, just to cut across here with tin snips, and that'll be surplus. I'll just dress that, and but I can't actually trial fit it while that's on. I can't make it fit because that's getting right in the way. But I need to be absolutely 100% sure that I'm not going to need it before I go and trim the panel.